Hey, it's Zach Smith, your local friendly mortgage guy. So there's been a lot of talk about rates going up and ways that we can help people get into financing and things like that. So you're hearing a lot of terms out there by us mortgage people. One of them is a 2-1 buy down. You're probably hearing that a lot. So I thought I'd make a quick video that just kind of goes over what it is, what it isn't, what makes it different from buying points, things like that. It is a great tool. Of course, you never want to put concessions into financing, but if that's the only way to get the deal done, then that's the way it goes. So, anyways, here's the video. I hope you enjoy it. Hi, this is Zach Smith, your local friendly mortgage guy, owner of Chariot Financial. There's a lot of things going on in the marketplace right now. Rates have gone up. It's kind of like that theory of the rubber band, right? We were down so low for so long and it's swinging back up. So there's some creative things that mortgage brokers and mortgage people and finance people are doing to help consumers get into homes. One of the things that has changed is the sentiment with buyers and the sentiment with sellers. And what that means is that there's a little bit more leverage on the buyer side than there has been in a few years. So concessions are coming back. So how can we use those concessions towards closing costs to help people get into homes? Well, hopefully this video will help you understand a little bit more about one of the programs that is offered by most lenders. It's called a buy down. And I wanted to show the difference between buy downs and rate reductions because both of them are in play right now. So let me go ahead and share my screen here. Okay, let me open up the slideshow here. Let's see, slideshow, play from the start. Okay, well, hopefully you can see my screen here. This is me, Zach P. Smith. I own Chariot Financial, mortgage broker. So rate reduction versus rate buy down. What is the difference between the two? So rate reduction versus rate buy down. Basically, a rate reduction is you're using those closing cost concessions to obtain a lower rate permanently on the loan. So for the life of the loan. So if you use all those concessions to lower your interest rate, and let's say you use 10 grand to lower your interest rate, and then in 6 months, the rates drop, all that 10 grand is, you spent a lot of that to lower that. But one thing to keep in mind is that a lot of these are tax deductible. So I would seek the advice of your tax person to show that, because even though the seller is technically paying those points in a lot of cases, you can still write those off because it's not, the concessions aren't itemized on the closing documents. Basically just a flat $10,000 off. This is what you owe. This is what you get in a credit. So it's just debits and credits. So a lot of times those are still tax deductible. So a rate buy down is different in the sense because you're actually just prepaying that interest up front. So it's a temporarily reduces the payment because you're taking that concession and putting all of that into buying the interest up front. Usually for the first or second year, it depends on how we get it set up. 2-1 buy downs are becoming very popular because of just the functionality and how they work. So let's go through a rate reduction example first. So closing cost concessions are used to lower the rate. So this is what us mortgage nerds look at when we look at the rate sheets that come out every day. So these were the rates that I pulled today. Par rate was coming in at about 5.99%. If you see these little figures here, that shows a credit that we can actually offer towards the client when we originate the loan. So if I originate this loan today at 5.99, the credit towards the borrower would be, and it's a percentage of the loan amount. So the credit would be somewhere around $27.50. Their payment would be $28.77. Now, if they used, this column here is the cost as to how much it would cost to buy the rate down. This column is the actual dollar figure. Again, this is all based off of $480,000 loan amount. So in this instance, if they wanted to buy the rate down to 5.625, they would be paying 0.886 points, which is 0.886 percentage points of the loan amount, which would come out to about $42.52 in cost. Their payment would be reduced to $27.63. if they wanted to spend close to $10,000 to buy down their rate, they could get their rate down for the life of the loan all the way to 5.375%. And again, these are just figures that I'm putting out there. This is not to be used. You still have to qualify for the loan. I still have to put all the legal jargon in here. We're not offering you anything right now, but this is just for example sake. So in this example, if they wanted to use $9,465 of a seller concession towards a rate reduction, they could permanently buy their rate down to 5.375, which would effectively reduce their payment to $26.87. So how does this differ from a buy down? So this is the same rate sheet, same things are circled here to reduce the weight. So instead of buying the rate down permanently to 5.375, what they'll actually be doing is, and I know this says 6%, but it's close enough. It's a couple dollars off. I know the other one was 5.99%. This is 6%. So the payment would be $28.39 for the for the total payment on 6% at $480,000 principal and interest. So how a buy down works is that this first year, their effective rate would actually be 3.875%. Their monthly payment would be $22.57. So as you can imagine, that's almost a $600 difference in their monthly payment. So now I'm hoping you can see why this is such an attractive option for people right now. Now, here's the good, the bad, and the ugly. I don't want to sugarcoat it for you here. The way we get there, though, is that you're actually paying that interest in advance. So what that means is that the monthly subsidy to pay down to that interest rate is $582 a month. That's actually their savings as well. So the yearly subsidy would be $69.86. Year two, their rate would go to 4.875%. Monthly payment goes up by about $299. And their yearly subsidy would be $3,590. So their total subsidy, all in, would be about $10,577 in this specific example. So if you were able to get a $10,000 seller concession, now again, you have to also take a look at the limits on concessions as well. For conventional loans and FHA and VA, they're all different amounts. On conventional, it actually depends on how much you're putting down. So there'll be anywhere from 3% max seller concession. So if you have a $600,000 home, and you have a 3% seller concession on that, the maximum seller concession that you can put on that is about 18,000. It'd be 6,000 times 3, basically 3%. So just keep in mind, there is a maximum amount of concessions that you can offer towards financing. And again, it's going to depend on the program. It's going to depend on the down payment. Make sure you reach out to your mortgage person in regards to that, because this is definitely a hot button with buyers right now. So basically what you'd want to do is with a $10,000 subsidy, you can reduce their payment by almost $600 a month for that first year. It makes these higher rates much, much easier to swallow in regards to what people are paying. Now, the beauty of this is that let's say rates drop in a year. Well, they can just refinance at that point too. You don't have to marry your mortgage. It's not a permanent thing that you have to have. I mean, you can always refinance. Now, of course, you want to take a detailed look at, okay, yes, I can refinance, but what are my closing costs? What am I paying to get down to a lower rate? And a lot of times what we'll do, especially when we do rate reduction, is we'll do a break-even point. Okay, I'm paying $5,000 to save $10 a month. My break-even point is going to be like 500 months. Is it going to be worth it? Probably not. So, those are things that we'll be able to address down the line. But for now, in the immediate, to help people get into homes, this may be a great option. Now, the one thing we will also want to be cautious about is this rate is going to go up. it's going to go up in a year. What if the rate environment stays at 6, 7, 8% for the next 10 years? So if that happens, then people are going to have to be prepared to pay higher amounts. So just keep that in mind. And we don't want to put people in a position where it's they're house poor, because, you know, I was in the industry in 2008, and we definitely want to be cautious about making the same mistakes, basically. That's all I got for you. Thought I would put together this quick video. This is me. You can pause it, take down my information. You can give me a call anytime. I'm happy to help. Hope you have a great rest of your day. And I'll see you out there on the, I'll see you out there in the field, I guess. Hope you have a great day. Thanks a lot.